But the article with Ebony does go on to say that according to the USDA report, barriers to new grocery stores in urban areas include local politics, zoning issues, real estate taxes, and I added redlining and then liquor licenses, because some grocery stores do have spirits, alcohol, if you will, as part of their inventory. And so that becomes an issue if they can't obtain a liquor license in certain sections of the city. A lot of grocery stores have followed money out of the city. And so that leaves people who live, like for instance in the North Central area, with liquor stores that have a few groceries, a few what I would say boutique stores. They have organic, healthy food, but it's priced at a level that is prohibitive to people who might need it and want it, but just cannot afford it. Ebony made a little formula. They made a little formula that says no car plus no grocery store plus no money equals a poor diet, which also equals diabetes and or obesity. And then I added in winter weather plus physical disabilities, and then old age might also make some barriers too. And so that's a food desert, and a food desert has a negative impact on the quality and length of life if you don't have access to that nutrition. First Lady Michelle Obama, according to the Ebony Magazine article, put a priority on healthy eating and exercise. And there's a bill sponsored by Bobby Rush. He's a Democrat from Chicago, called the Food Desert Oasis Act of 2009. It's still a bill, and I think it's just moving through its paces through the legislature. And then President Barack Obama's 2011 budget includes Healthy Food Financing Initiative, and then that's a partnership between the U.S. Department of Agriculture, U.S. Department of Treasury, Health and Human Services, and the object of that initiative is to bring healthier food into communities and to create jobs at the same time, because we're talking about the green economy, which includes agriculture and food production and food policy, but we don't want to lose sight of the fact that that also jobs are an issue too. It's all a part of that. The nutrition environment. Actually, let's see. Let's take a look at something real quick on the camera. This is a publication that I picked up because it was so distributed. It was distributed very widely in the city of Des Moines. Healthy Communities. And I picked it up and took a look at it, and it's a pretty positive publication. And I looked to see who created it, and it's with the Iowa Department of Public Health, Iowans Fit for Life, Achieve Initiative, Iowa Department of Transportation, Great Places, Northeast Iowa Food and Fitness, Iowa Department of Natural Resources, and Iowa State University. And basically, the article that I paid attention to was the nutrition environment. And this is something that was published in the summer of 2010. And so it's still very current. Iowa has a tradition of leadership when it comes to the environmentalism and the production of food. That heritage includes George Washington Carver, Norman Borlaug, who we discussed, and Aldo Leopold. And so it does go on to describe programs associated with schools and communities trying to catch children at a young age to choose healthy snacks over unhealthy snacks and get them engaged and participating in positive ways in their own health. Because I do feel that if, like going back to Bill Stowe's statement about, personal responsibility, if we don't take care of us, then who will? We have to be the first step to recognize when we need to focus on being healthy, and then our communities, and then the world at large too. So this is something interesting, addressing the food desert that I pointed out on the map of Des Moines. And I'll put that on right there. This is from the Friday, October 29th. Today. This is from today's Des Moines Register. And it says, closed grocery store holds new purpose. This is intriguing, and we'll find out what that is. Plans are moving forward to turn the vacant Top Value Foods building into a job training center run by Des Moines Area Community College and a community grocery and retail store. The Evelyn K. Davis Project Job Training Center will operate along with a new Save-A-Lot grocery store and a Dollar Plus store at 801 University Avenue. The multiple uses for the building will create a partnership among education, job training, and needed commercial services in the community. That's a very intriguing prospect. There is another dollar store that's not just blocks away from that, so I wonder how that's all going to play out together. But it sounds like a good program. It's going to take about 30 to 45 days to build out the current building because it used to be a grocery store. And so they're going to revamp it, and it won't take long to, I suppose, get that going again. We'll see how it develops, jobs and retail and groceries and a solution for the food desert all at once sounds like something that, very worthy, and it does bear watching. I hope it works out. Let's see. In general, those solutions that I pointed out from the USDA, from our local politicians, from various initiatives and acts and bills, and then even this recent development with DMAC receiving grants and money are kind of top-down solutions that are very worthwhile. But again, I always lean towards taking care of self, too, and personal responsibility, from the grassroots leading up, whether it's with renewable energy, whether it's food policy, whether it's public transportation, all of that. I think it all ties together. And I mentioned that because the very last publication I'm going to show you is it's Drake Magazine. Go Bulldogs. Drake Magazine. And it's guerrilla gardeners are saving the planet. And basically, the story talks about people who don't want to wait. They don't want to wait to see what the government's going to do, what the zoning issues are going to be, or what the ordinances are going to permit. They're going to do what they can to improve their communities through greening them, whether it's through flowers or through fruits and vegetables or, trees. They want to improve their community immediately. They don't want to wait. Guerrilla gardening is an environmental movement taking root in urban areas around the world. Lengthy policy procedures delay the process of beautifying public land, so guerrilla gardeners, GGs for those cool enough, take matters into their own hands, literally. Adopting neglected plots of land, they plant trees and flowers and medians, weed city parks, and turn vacant lots into community gardens. And they form groups around the globe in the United Kingdom, and Spain, and Malaysia, and Sweden, and then, of course, the United States. And then some people call the guerrilla gardening a nonviolent form of political activism and kind of a protest movement. I think it's great. I've seen in the city of Chicago, there's a metro train that has a bike trail, and I've ridden my bike along that trail, and I've seen what could possibly be called a guerrilla garden, although it might just be someone who said, here's some land, I'll plant some tomatoes, and not really calling themselves anything. But it looks like just regular citizens started planting vegetables along the railroad track. And it was just fun for me to see that. And as I pedaled back and forth over the course of the summer, I watched for it just to see how the produce was going. And I thought it was just terrific that people were taking responsibility for their own nutrition, or even augmenting their own diets if they didn't have access to organic, quality, low cost, affordable food they would create themselves.